Bot Rix has correctly joined the channel. Like one good morning. Like done, thumbs up, waving hand, waving hand, waving hand, red heart. Person turquoise waving, person turquoise waving, person turquoise waving. Happy Friday. Person turquoise waving, person turquoise waving. Dueno 876 gaming video game YT Morung. Face red heart shape. At Leon Channel Japan, you leveled up to level 1. Face red heart shape. Hi.
Commissions? Specifically one with a huge more attack, perhaps? Paimon's just being enthusiastic. We're old friends now, she gets it.
It's always a pleasure to see our two most avid adventurers again. Looking for the next challenge, I see. Actually, we do in fact have a rather urgent commission that is still open. Don't
worry about that. We were just kidding. So what's the situation?
To put it simply, but the troop has
That does sound like...
That's right. There are only a few...
Got it. Oh, this one's a doozy. What do you think, Traveler? Any ideas? Even if we took the commission, neither of us have any experience starring him.
If you're interested in helping, why not start by having a chat with the requester? He's right over there. Maybe you can't fill the role yourselves.
Oh, it's that guy, huh? Paimon approved. Hello there. Are you the guy looking for a new actress?
Wait, I know you two. Are you really willing to act in my musical?
Wow, sounds like we're pretty famous in Fontaine already. But to answer your question, neither of us have any experience in musicals.
I see. It's okay. If we can't find someone to step in, all our sets, and if we had a way to make this...
Disband? You're splitting up the troupe?
Oh, like one last show. And after, nobody wants things to just... Yeah, the show just won't be the same without...
Got it. We have a... What if we sponsor...
Please, there's no need to go that far. I wouldn't feel right asking such a huge favor. And I can't promise that we'd ever be able to pay you back.
Good point. If the actress just goes through the motions for the Mora, that's not exactly rescuing the show. We should find someone who will put on the best performance possible. Oh, wait! What about... you know who? That's how you know we're the best of partners. Anyway, she should have all the free time in the world right now. She's really good at performing, and she was once super popular with the crowd. Performing in a musical should be a piece of cake for her.
Who are you thinking of? Sounds like someone famous. Her? You're... That was a joke, right?
Nope. Paimon doesn't actually know if she's performed on stage before, but Paimon's pretty confident that she'd be really good at it.
You're not wrong there. She has actually performed in a number of big-name shows before. They were one of the reasons she was so popular. But even if she's no longer the Hydro Archon, it's not like she's suddenly a commoner. She's still an idol to many people in Fontaine, including myself. I just think Lady Farina might feel a bit out of place in an amateur troupe like ours. Well, yes, but... Fair enough. I mean, if she was actually willing to, then of course I'd be honored to have Lady I'm sure everyone in our troupe has probably dreamt of course.
No point in stressing. Besides, things are different now.
Thank you for your help.
Wait, where does Farina actually live nowadays? She used to live in luxury at the Palais Mermonia, but she's, moved out, right?
As it happens, I have her current address here. I can provide it to you.
Woo! When did you get here?
It is my duty.
Thank you, ma'am.
Well, now that we've got... Did Catherine really give us the right address? Not that there's anything wrong with this place.
You know, it's common courtesy to make sure the homeowner isn't in earshot.
Ah! Okay, when did popping on a thin air become all the rage? First Catherine and now you?
I was just out on a shopping trip. I ran out of macaroni, so I went to grab a few more bags. I used to have a much wider range of choices when it came to... Not at all. As long as...
Oh, sounds like you're really struggling to cope.
How rude! Questioning my cooking skills. It's not like I have... Besides, I'm sure...
Ah, there it is.
Not yet, maybe, but... Let me first be clear that I'm not taking guests at this time. So if you're just here to clown around, then please be on your way. Shoot!
Sorry! We're sorry! Please don't be mad! Yeah, exactly! What the Traveler said! Hang on a sec, you weren't exactly holding back either.
My help? Well, maybe you're forgetting that I'm no longer the...
Don't worry, it's nothing that serious. It's just very specific, and you're the one with the power to help!
Oh? Well, if that's... So tell me, what specifically makes this matter so... specific? Ah, I see. I knew you couldn't have come all this way just to amuse yourselves at my expense. After all, I was once the brightest star in... But, given the present...
How come? It sounds...
True, but I have made a decision to retire from the stage. Although I am no longer required to play centuries. Of course, that can't be undone now, but at least I can say that I no longer...
Paimon can understand, but this is just a one-off part to fill in for someone who's sick. Surely that's okay.
Whether it's a one-off or not, it's a boundary that I've committed to no longer cross. If I make an exception to the rule now, I'm not going to perform. And
okay, guess there's no convincing you. Well, is there anything else we can do? Do you know any other actors who might be in...
Nope.
Short into the...
I've never been... Since I'm just an ordinary person now. They'll probably just laugh in my face if I go asking them for help. Look, I'm sorry, okay?
Well...
Sorry.
It's alright, Farina. Paimon just... Yeah, I guess that's all we can do now.
Toodaloo to you.
we have to respect Farina's decision. Maybe the thought of performing brings up too many painful memories now.
Exactly, but none of them believed me.
Huh? What's going on? Are they arguing?
That's besides the point. I'll ask you again. Why did you start looking for a replacement without my consent?
You didn't need to say it. We've known each other for...
And that gives you the right to make a decision on my behalf?
Shortly after you left, the troupe's lead actress came to the Adventurers Guild. She believed... Excuse me, but can you both take a moment to discuss...
Sorry, I was just dealing with a little
Sadly, it's a no from her.
I see. You see, our leading lady...
Oh, right! Sounds like everything worked itself out then. Yeah, she'd be livid.
Jeez, is Lady Farina really so harsh with people?
Only joking, calm down. Despite the fact that we failed to complete the commission, we were still racking our brains for ideas on the way back here.
Look, this is the last chance we have, though. So, are you...
Yes, I'm completely... I share everyone's desire to... Every one of us thinks of this troupe as their...
You're right. I'm sorry. I let myself...
All's well that ends well. Sounds like the show will go on. Sure.
Hey, how did you... I was just passing by because I realized I forgot a couple... All right, I'm coming. Nope. Hello, one and all. I couldn't help but overhear your
Farina? Didn't you say you were gonna take a rest at home? What are you doing here?
I was just ever so slightly concerned about the situation. I jumped right to explaining my... And all before... I'm sorry, Paimon.
Oh, it's totally fine. Paimon didn't take any of that.
You really have a knack for asking the most uncomfortable questions. I felt very sheepish. But in any case,
Yeah. When they said they were gonna ask for your help, I almost had a heart attack. I mean, how could we be worthy of having Lady Farina star in our show?
There's no need to think like... I was wondering, if this troupe is so important to all of you, if the difficulties are purely financial, everyone seems so devoted to the troupe. I'm
We all want to believe that, but everything's been going downhill ever since we lost our director.
Her name was O'Reilly, and she...
What?
That's actually how I
She was a loyal fan. She rallied many people, loved our performance.
And then, does that...
Yeah. After that, the entire troupe fell into disarray. None of us know anything. It's agonizing. But ultimately...
Oh.
I suppose it's fair to say that...
Yes, exactly.
Well, good... I know what you're thinking. I can, however, provide some art, but only...
Oh, most definitely. We'll take any guidance that you can give.
We unfortunately don't have any budget for
I don't need any compensation. All I'd ask is something I've begun. The law only... What about all the unresolved emotions of the parties involved? What happens to them? An interesting answer. Take, par exemple, how this troupe pines for their late director. Things such as this I have never witnessed before. And so I should like to observe.
Still a fan of your old drama? You just want to get back in on...
No. This is a completely different situation. Pearls before swan.
The name's down...
Would you be willing to join me?
Thank you all so much. Our director was a huge fan of Miss Farina's performances. All right.
That'll be an excellent... No more free coffee.
Lady Farina?
What's Lady Farina doing here?
Hello all. Allow me to... These two over here are the ones that made it possible. They kindly reached out to Miss Farina on our behalf. I'm sure they need no introduction. You bet! That was the trial of the century!
You helped bring our director.
Oh, please don't mention it. We're just here to join in on the fun.
So, you were saying?
Yeah, that's the name of our final show. It's one of our great.
Wait, but if it's not finished...
Yeah, we've been battling issues on every front trying to realize this dream. Anyway, let me give you a quick summary of what the story's all about. The protagonist of the story is a young Oceanid who transforms herself into human form. She longed to live just like any other human. And sure enough, she found friendship and even love. Everything seemed perfect. But one day, her true identity was exposed, and her world came crashing down around her.
So far, so good. A classic tale. What happened after?
That's one of the issues we've been trying to deal with. Unfortunately, this was as far as the director. We need a proper end.
We still haven't decided between a happy...
By true to life.
Yeah, like they say, truth is stranger than fiction. But then there's the question of whether we really want to use the stage to...
Exactly. A lot of the time, people come to watch a show just hoping for some light entertainment. And one last thing. The first is Paulo, who plays the protagonist's lover. He's locked himself away to focus on writing an ending for the script. But the deadline's passed, and we still haven't heard from him. The other is Villemont, who plays the main antagonist. He took the director's death pretty hard. Hasn't set foot in the city since. He did write to us, promising that he'll be there for the final performance, but we haven't...
Although, now the...
What opportunity?
Maybe you're unaware, but...
Our director was constantly singing your praises. All of us look up...
That one by...
Makes sense. He went back to Poisson a few days ago.
I thought the last thing his friend would want...
Yeah, maybe he could use some...
Poisson. Nothing. I suppose my present...
If I remember correctly, this is where he's staying.
Who is it?
It's me. Is the script ready?
You came all the way here for that?
Alright. Forget that for now. Just come on out. We've got some great news.
Nice try. Look, just...
Okay then. Looking forward to your
So, as expected, he's missed the deadline.
The ending is one of the most important, even once he's done. It isn't final until we've all had the chance to read through and make sure we agree on it.
Someone told me they'd just seen you in Poisson. I assumed it was a case of mistaken identity, but sure enough, here you are.
I was wondering...
So, you're here for Paolo? Looks like he could be a while.
Oh, it's okay. We can just wait here.
Thank you for being so considerate, Miss Navia. That sounds wonderful. Well, get over here, you! How
How are things in Poisson now? Any better?
Things are on the mend, but it's a slow process. Some people may never recover from the trauma they experienced.
I'm sorry to hear that. I wish there was something I could do.
Please, must our conversations take such a depressing turn every time we meet? We all have painful memories, but we don't have to let them cloud everything we do. And if you're trying to make a new start, perhaps it's best if you don't bring up the past all the time.
Thank you for your words of comfort. You make a very good point. But for now, at least, I think I should...
It's okay. These things take time. Moving on from a painful experience is easier said than done. Which brings me to why I'm here. I thought you should probably know that not everyone here is ready to forgive to avoid upsetting the peace. I told the it's not a perfect solution, but hopefully it means you won't have to lie low while you're here.
That's so thoughtful of you, Navia.
Well, what do you expect? I am the courageous and considerate president of Spina di Rosula, after all, like my father before me. Anyway, that was all. Look after her now.
Off we go then. Let's take a look up there. I don't have any friends that I can be frank and honest with. I'm so grateful that Miss Navia was so understanding. To be perfectly, it's always easiest to just run away from your problems. But...
So that's why you were
Yeah. I'd be lying if... Still, I felt it was something I had to do. As I'd be overjoyed if the people here... Yeah, I can tell people are watching me. I'm sure some people here see the idea of someone coming to Poisson dressed as the Hydra Archon as extremely disrespectful. I used to be terrified of the gaze of other people. I guess I was...
I'm not surprised you're making yours.
I can't let my...
Look! There seems to be a crowd gathering over there.
Probably time we made a move. How about we check out Spina di Rosula? I'm sorry.
We don't mind. It's actually...
Great. Well, I appreciate your company. I don't know whether you can as I stand here by one after they thought their god would end all the while, but then the floodwaters finally came.
You shouldn't look at it like that. You're only...
I've had to go. Eventually, fortunately, we were able to. Everyone rose to their but...
Paimon would have never imagined...
A reward? I guess so. And back then, I didn't even dare to. I was scared of believe in the Farina. I had to keep all my feelings. That's what I really meant when I said I'm no good at maintaining relationships.
So that's where you were coming from. Paimon totally thought...
Could you please get off my case? I don't know what's gotten into you today. I'm making an effort here. I do. I once had nothing but at least the choice is in my hands. All right, it's about time to head back.
Sure. Okay, let's head back.
Didn't you say you needed to watch what you eat? You're supposed to be cutting down on fried foods, not-
Come on. It's not every day we get to dine at Spina di Rosula's. Anyway, my character doesn't need to be slim and good-looking. That's your job.
Are you kidding me right now? I've spent my whole life battling the effects of ill health, and it kills me to watch-
Oh no, looks like they're arguing again. We're back! Could you maybe put your...
You're back. We've been enjoying Spina di Rosula's VIP treatment in your stead. Paulo's nearly done. We shouldn't have to wait too much longer.
Great! So you were discussing your characters, right?
Me? I'm an OC.
He was originally-
The boar's not a bad character, actually. He's the one who raises the little Oceanid, yes?
That's right. He has some pretty memorable lines, too. Like when he, if you become human, you can reveal-
Wait, that sounds kind of familiar.
It's the most important line in the whole script. I think it's a symbolic statement about our director's- She kept quiet about all the trials and tribulations. It was only after she was-
You mentioned earlier about the-
Yeah.
Was a lost child, too. The other kids were always picking fights with me. They'd say things like, "Come on." One day, I got beaten up so bad that I...
Let me-
Yeah.
The day you hoped would never come.
Oh, you're finally done? Get your butt over here. There's someone I need to introduce you to. This is our new artistic consultant, Miss Farina.
Farina? The Farina? Oh my god!
Please, the honor.
Same here!
Even so, this is just... Oh, wow. I'm sorry. I'll try to... Yes, the script, of course. Let me give you a... I'm sure you're already familiar with the... She finds love and friendship in the bustling city. But then, disaster strikes. The people start to notice that all the fresh water in the little Oceanid, Cleo... In the end...
Consciousness?
Water as a conscience.
Since the little Oceanid is a... Her lover accepts her, the little Oceanid...
And then?
In the end...
Huh? But didn't they all treat Cleo like a villain? Why would she want to save them after that?
Well, she mainly wanted to save her lover, plus everyone who'd stood up for her.
Through her love for her human...
There's actually something else. You know the protagonist. If we're serious...
That sounds like too cruel.
That ending would be a perfect... On the day when she went missing, Director O'Reilly had instructed... We waited and waited at the rendezvous. We looked for her. The Gardamex looked for her, but she was nowhere to be found. Increasingly, all the signs seemed to point to her being the latest victim in the serial disappearances case.
The director was the kindest soul in the world. Yet she was senselessly sacrificed for the sake of a so-called experiment by someone who had nothing to do with her at all.
But doesn't the way she suddenly told you to leave the city...
I've been trying to follow up on that ever since, but all my efforts so far have turned up...
Villemont? The one who's playing the role of the villain?
Yeah.
Grief? Guilt, more because...
What? You...
It's time to be upfront with you all. I did tell her. She said that we were all like brothers. Not that it... I said, maybe one day in the future, when everyone's settled into their own lives and on the up and up, and managing the troop no longer required her constant attention. Well, maybe then she could... And now...
Paulo.
So if I'm the one writing this...
We've all had our differences of opinion.
Well, if that's where we're...
Are you ready to face the...
Honestly, I'm slightly... Funny you should ask, though.
I certainly do. Come on, everyone.
This is tough going. Delphi, are you sure you can manage in your condition?
I could ask you the same question. Try to keep up.
As if this journey wasn't tough enough already without a roadblock.
Don't worry. We should all be fine with the traveler here. We don't need to take a detour. Wait, why are you all looking at me? You're not seriously
We're just curious, that's all.
Yeah, but don't you remember why? The Hydro Archon willingly gave up all her power so it could be converted into indemnitium. Miss Farina said so herself.
Precisely! And I'm not even the as much as it pains me, unfortunately. I should just stay put. I'm more...
That sounded so smug. Ugh, secondhand embarrassment is unbearable.
C'est la vie, indeed. Alas,
Aw, too bad. I was so pumped to feast my...
Sorry to leave all the heavy lifting to you.
Don't worry, piece of cake.
hey, get it!
Lightning flash!
I'll race you there! No one escapes my sight!
Lightning flash!
Following thunder!
Ready, steady, go!
Go, go, Baron Bunny!
Take this!
Let it rain!
Cool it! Don't get frostbite.
Get him! Bet you can!
Take this! Freeze! Dodge this! Thunderclap!
Bravo! Good show! You certainly live up to your reputation.
Yeah, thank you. Anyway, the path is cleared now, so onwards and upwards.
Vilma, are you there?
Huh? Oh, it's you guys. Wait, what's Lady Farina doing here?
I can explain. We've been rounding up the whole troop. We now have everyone except you.
So, you think knowing the truth about the director's disappearance will help you write an ending to the script that pleases everyone? I care just as much as everyone else about making the little Oceanid. If I open this can of worms now, I just don't want to make things difficult between us. We're supposed to be a unit when we're on stage.
Vilma, avoiding the truth will not help anyone. Unless you mean to suggest that Aurelie's death had something to do with you.
I don't want to talk about it.
Listen, Vilma. I used to think that my love for Aurelie was a point of shame. I never brought it up to anyone. But now, I've made up my mind to put it all on the table. I'm prepared to face everything, to sacrifice everything for the sake of the show. The little Oceanid cannot be complete unless we do justice to Aurelie on an emotional level.
This is why people think of you as not being the smart one. As you all know already, the troupe was kept afloat not from ticket sales, but donations from the audience. Of course, that was nowhere near enough. We took on side jobs when we weren't performing, but even then, the troupe's financial situation was pretty dire. So, anyway, one day after a show, a merchant came to me and offered us a huge sponsorship. In return, we just had to provide the audience with their drinks during performances. It seemed like a win-win, so I said yes to it on the spot without consulting the director. It was only when the merchant came to deliver the goods that I realized the drink in question was synth.
Isn't that the drink peddled by the culprit behind the serial disappearances case?
I freaked out when I saw the boxes. And I told the director everything right away. She was completely shocked as well. But she didn't reprimand me for making the decision without consulting her. Instead, she contacted the merchant and stated that the troupe could not agree to this collab. The merchant was furious, berated us for going back on our word, and threatened.
And then?
I was going to sort it on my own, but the director stopped me. She said that this was an issue for the whole troupe, but things only got worse from there. The synth merchant just wouldn't let up, and then suddenly the director told I admit this whole thing was my mistake. I didn't dare to tell any of you the truth back then, and after the director disappeared, yeah, I got Aurelie killed. There, I said—
Hey, don't say that.
You traitor! What do you mean, you were afraid? This was a life and death. How could you be so stupid?
Please, try not to get too worked up.
Yeah, listen to him. You need to stay calm.
Stay calm? How can I— And he has the gall to try and high-road us, claiming that he kept his mouth shut for the sake of the
All I can say is I'm just a coward who made an awful, terrible mistake that I can never take back in my life.
Get out of my sight.
That's enough! Can you stop conflating the show on— You keep saying that—
I'm sorry.
On stage, the lead role is the focal point of the audience's attention. And you're all used to seeing the director as the heart of the troupe. But in her own— What she wanted was to build a— I understand.
Yeah.
So think hard about if you really hate each other and can't but you can't bring yourself to do that. What are you laughing at?
Sorry, I didn't mean it that way. If she'd seen Paul—
Really? But she sounded like such a—
Of course she was.
What you said,
I'm true.
It's all right.
So—
Clearly, the end of the story needs to focus—
What do you mean?
The Traveler is right. You once investigated that underwater synth base. If you could find anything that Aurelie left behind,
You really think that's possible?
I trust that—
No.
Well,
Come,